Oh, it's getting warm. It's a lovely day. So we have got the boat on the tow bar. It is a bit of a brute to handle. I thought there was a bit of me that thought I could maybe handle it down to the slipway, but you know, there's a lovely looking car there that, you know, if it were to just, you know, run away and crash into that, oh god, that would be a nightmare. The other thing, this slip's very shallow here that I use, so there's one just around the corner here, and I'm going to use that one because it's a little bit steeper and there's a lot more room around there to maneuver. So, and then, you know, there's no cars there, so if, you know, the proverbial hits the fan, we will be okay. At the end of the day, if it's just my stuff that gets damaged, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna just close my little whatever that is, well, leave it open a little bit, and then may as well close that. We're gonna go down to the slip, we're gonna get her in, and the first thing we're gonna do is check she doesn't sink. So before we do anything else, we're gonna get her in the water, we're gonna sit her, we're gonna maybe motor her up to here or pull her up to here, and then we're gonna check she doesn't sink. This is the first test. I need some trailer practice. Hello.
I don't. This is not the best place to put one of these in.
Oh, I was told to put it in here. Nah. Right. So it's turned out to be a lovely, amazing, lovely day. There's loads of people here that I know from the sailing club, and you see some boats up rigged there. This is supposed to be a race today and tomorrow, but yeah, no wind. Anyway, you might have noticed this is my trailer here, and if we look out to this jetty, here we are. So we've got her, the boat with no name at the moment, in the water. It was so easy to launch her from this jetty because it's so much steeper. The one I was trying to launch from right over there, actually the bosun of the club here came over and stopped me and said don't do it there, it's too shallow. So I'm really glad he came over and I got a hand doing it, and that's been brilliant. So it's just brilliant. Oh, she's been sat here for about an hour. We're just waiting to see if she sinks. But so far so good. So I'm going to get the engine sorted out, and we're going to go for a little cruise, and we're going to go back to where the van is, and we're going to start playing about with her. Here we go. So the thing about the UK, I'm a motorcyclist. When the sun comes out, the bikes come out, and they go and they get everywhere. So we have just launched, and we're going to have a little poodle down. We'll say she responds quite nicely to the throttle. we're giving her maiden voyage. In fact, I need to sit. I don't need this tiller hanger for this boat, because I need to sit in the middle here. There we go. Brilliant. Right, mate. Not too bad. How are you? Good. You're doing well. Oh, first time on this. There we go. She moves along at a rate of knots. That's really good. We're only doing less than 300 watts, and she's moving quicker than the mirror ever did, and that'll be hull speed, I think. Wow, this is amazing. So we're going to take her back to just to our slipway. I'm going to try and get her in as close as we can, tie her off so we can start to play with her a bit out of the way, because it's a bit busy today up here. Now technically she'll float in 8 inches of water. We're going to find out today. Unlike the mirror, where, you know, if you scratch her you can just sort of do her up, this is a proper GRP hull, so I want to be a little bit careful with her. But yeah, this is a really amazing experience so far. There's in fact so much boat here, I don't know, I'm not going to know what to do with it. So there's our mooring. You see that black car over there? That's where we're sort of headed. The wind's coming from over there, so we're just gonna very slowly take our time, let the wind push us in with a little bit of motor against it. We're doing 10 watts. But so far so good. Oh, we just had a duck land next to us. So far so good. No leaks. That was the object of this little test. The last thing we want to do is go to the middle of the lake and sink. So that's the first little test maybe done with now. I'm really nervous. I don't know why. Just nervous. She steers. She's slow but definite. Feels like a big ship. Now I've got the motor on the anti-collision. You can see it goes up and down. So if we do hit the bottom, because you can see the bottom, we're getting quite close now. Right, so I think we're gonna switch this motor off now. Right, here we are. There's Mabel. We've just anchored up to this little tree. You just do a 2 round turn and 2 half hitches. A round turn and 2 half hitches as an anchor. And you can see, because this is quite an elastic line, she's actually drifting out that way a little bit. So I don't know where the wind's coming from, but there's not much of it. She seems to be drifting out. There you go, you see the line tightening up, and then she'll just stretch it and then be bounced back in. So gentle. And look how close we are. When I'm not even up to the ankles of my boots. Maybe we are here, and then look, she's completely buoyant. So it's so true, she will sit in nothing. I mean, my mirror will sit in more than that. So we're gonna leave her here. We now know so she works beautifully on the motor, really does. I'd like to know whether we put the motor in and we use this rudder. We'll give that a test later. I'm going to tidy her up a bit. I've got to take a few photos for the family on my phone, and then I think what we'll try and do is start putting the masts in and see what happens. So first I just have to say, you know, thank you to Rob and Barry especially. Everyone's been really helpful here. It's great coming down here on a Saturday. It's nice and peaceful still down here, but up by the club it's buzzing, you know, and it's really nice to, that's one of my elastic things. It's really buzzing, and it's great to, you know, I love talking to people, so, you know, that's been brilliant. I've turned the van round because I was fed up of walking all the way around the van to get to the boat. So it's rigging time now. Basically, I don't know how to rig a Drascombe. I did have I've forgotten it. So I had a Drascombe Lugger manual, which I'm not gonna lie isn't great, as manuals never are they? But it was at least something. I can't really ask the guys with luggers for any more help today, so we're going to do it in true Dave Sailing with Dave style. We're going to just have a go. So we're going to start with the Mizzen, because that's going to be the easiest one. So the Mizzen is the sail at the back of the boat. That is the gaff, or the yard as some people prefer to call it. That's the main mast. This is the Mizzen. So we've got a Mizzen mast, which is this, with the sail on it. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it's the main sheet. And this is what's called I think it's a bumpkin, and that's what sticks out the back of the boat. So let's take these over and start to see if we can get things put together. So, first things first, we've got the bumpkin, and that actually goes, there's a hole here, and there's a notch to one side and a fair lead on the other, and all that does is goes through this knot hole and then fixes into the notch. It doesn't fix the sail sheet, actually fixes it and holds it in place. And then the Mizzen doesn't have any shrouds. You just slot it in the mizzen foot. So let's get this untied. So I need to get this the right way round. I guess it's 50-50. We'll go that way or that way. Actually, yeah, the sail is going to go on the back, of course. So that slots into here and into the foot. And then, I don't know if you can see that far away. Gosh, this boat's so big. So the sail will come out towards the back, and I assume this line here will go through this fair lead here. There we go. And that's what keeps it in. And then we got to find which is going to be the best cleat for this. So at the moment, because I don't know, I know these are for the main sheet, these blocks. I'm just going to tie it off here, like this, for now. That'll do. Any old cleat will do. And that is the Mizzen. There we go. So you can see close up, this is the Mizzen sheet, I would call this, that goes through the fair lead on the bumpkin. The bumpkin just slots in here, look, like this, and it actually relies on the tension of the sail to keep it in. And actually you wouldn't lose it anyway because it's tied in. This goes into the foot of the sail. Is that the foot or the luff? I always get that. Luff, I think. And the sail sets itself. The Mizzen just looks after itself. You don't really do anything with it. I guess you can tighten it up if you're beating and let it come out if you're reaching. But other than that, there's nothing to adjust this, the sail, the way the sail's attached to the mast, it's just loose, you know, just rope, and that's it. So what we can do, if I can just get the camera to just behave herself, what we could do, so let's now bring the sail in. So I guess you would do this, you'd bring this line in, you would not want to lose your bumpkin, so we might have to think about that. So the bumpkin would have to be brought in, maybe stowed there, and then you can actually, I mean, this is the first time I've ever done it, it's probably not the best way of doing it, but all you do is you wrap the mizzen around the sail, and then I assume you can just use the sheet you've got here to tie it and make it good. And we'll just leave it like that for now. So that's one mizzen sorted. Just bringing the camera a little bit closer just so you can see what's going on here. So I'm just going to raise the mast again. I've taken all the ties off, apart from this one at the bottom. And make sure that jib furling mechanism's at the front. And then, oh, I didn't realise there's this piece of string as well. Right, that needs to be untied, but this, I did read about this, and it just comes across like this, and it uses these little these little pegs like this. They just don't look like they could hold the mast together. I mean, I've just done that for now. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if it needs much when you've got the halyards on. So let's untie this little piece of string. There we go. And then these are, sorry, I meant to say shrouds a minute, just that second ago. So these look like they're halyards. One will be for the gaff, one will be for the jib. These, I'm assuming, will come in here. Yeah, they look about right, don't they? So I imagine I can tie these up very similarly to how I tie the mirror dinghy up, albeit there will be two. So we can just put them through it, and then I just do kind of a round, you know, loads of hitch knots here, and that tends to be all you need to do. Obviously that won't be taught till we've got the other shroud up, so hopefully you caught that on camera there. Oh, my screen's got a crack on the back here, oh dear. So there's that one halyard. We're going to now go and concentrate on the other halyard. Shroud, not halyard, shroud. So many terms in boating, you just can't remember them all. So, let's try and untangle this one as much as we can. Ah! We got the mast in the wrong way round. Yeah, okay. Let's just put that through so we know. Go there. I've got the mast about a 90-degree angle off. I didn't see. It's quite sunny, so when I was looking up, I don't think I could see properly. It's quite a mess up there as well at the moment. Right. So, oh, just needs to go like that. That's it. There we go. I'll do for now. So that clip isn't isn't behaving itself, but it'll be okay for now. We're not going sailing just yet. So I'm not going to bother putting another too many turns on this one. Let's just get it tied off. There we go. We've definitely got the mast up. There's only one way that can be. All I've got to do is learn how to lash it up here, and we're pretty much done with the mast. Now the halyard, the shroud on the front is actually the sail. So that we'll have to work out the jib and how that works. But I think the first thing we need to do now is get the gaff on and work out how that all works. So we've got the gaff here, and this is the mainsail, obviously. This is the main sheet, we know that, and this will be something that will fit the foot of the sail, attach that down here. Now we don't have the other side of the sail because there's no boom on this boat, so I imagine the gaff is hauled much the same as the mirror dinghy. Now I was wrong about this being a topping lift. This is actually for the jib, and all it is, it's been clipped like this so the lead doesn't fall out. So that's for the jib. And then we've just got this one, if you look, this one thick continuous sheet or line that goes through the roller for the gaff. So I assume this is used to haul the gaff up in some way. But my problem is, this is one side of the rope and there's the other side of the rope. So I'm not quite sure how you haul the gaff right up right now, because obviously the rope will go through. It needs to be attached to the gaff somehow this side, and there is a block there, some blocks there, so you know that's a clue. I assume this pulls down and we tie it off somewhere. Where? I don't know. Oh, the gaff jaws here, I've just tied these around. It's got these beads, but the one on the mirror's elastic, so I'm pretty sure that doesn't need to be particularly solid. So I assume the gaff halyard will probably go around that cleat there, because that's not a mooring cleat. Possibly the cleat there, I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll see. Because not this cleat, because I think this is really a mooring and anchoring cleat. So let's move these little bits over there. So yeah, so the puzzle is slowly unfurling. I'm gonna consult my mobile phone. Whoa, nearly. I'm gonna consult my mobile phone and I'm gonna see if we can work out how that gaff goes up. So I've just been out to the two luggers out there. I had a little rummage around and had a look at their boats. That one's a bit newer, but his halyard for his gaff is tied around this, which is very interesting. And the other one is just a loop, so I think it's some kind of hitch that goes onto the triangle bit. So I think we can do it. I think we'll at least get it up and we'll have a look at it. So you can see on the gaff there's these little sort of triangles. So we've just got to make a loop here. So I'm just going to do a bowline. Well, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually just going to do a rolling hitch. And we're going to just see what happens. So that's not going to go over there. This side, the claws, or the jaws I think they're called, of the gaff go like that, and then this goes in here. The other thing about the help is that there's loads of help for, in the manual there's loads of help, but for all the other boats, and quite frankly I can't make head nor tail which boat what is meant for. So look, now we've got the gaff jaws connected, we've got a halyard connected, and if I put the camera right at the back here, we're going to see if we can raise the main gaff. So that'll tie off just there. See the foot of the sail, the tack or the clew, I can never remember, sorry, but this bit needs to be connected to something. So at the moment I've just tied it off there, just for the hell of it. Now you'll see this doesn't have a boom. Oh, we've got a little bit of wind today. For the first time you can also see the reef in the sail, and that's going to be a bit difficult, isn't it? When you reef the sail you need a block on that, so that's going to be interesting. That block's pretty perma-fixed, and to be frank doesn't look particularly well fixed on there. I'll have to sort that, maybe find a block. Now the main sheet I think is tied, knotted through there, and then goes around this whole contraption here. So we're going to just do that manually again. Whoop. So here we go. Just get the main sheet out. Now okay, we have a furling jib. Now, yeah, this was interesting. Here's the two jib sheets that are exactly the same as in the mirror dinghy. So they go from the tack or the clew of the jib, and obviously depending on what tack you're on, which side the wind is coming from, is which one is in and controlling the boat. This is all furled up. It took me a little while to work this out, but that is now connected via just a little clamp. I don't think that's the right thing. I think we need to find something for here, but for now that'll do for now. And then we've got this lead here, and this is the furling lead line. So as you can see, let's try and give you might be able to see this on the camera. I can't see, it's so sunny, the camera's the screens, I can hardly see the screen. So you just unjib that, and then you would just unfurl, and of course you would have wind on one side of the boat, so that would pull out as the wind is on the side. So if we do that side, and if I can just reach the sheet on this side, look, you'd see, look, to simulate. And now if you want to reef your jib, there you go, there it is, reefed, flying on a little bit of jib. If you want the whole lot out, well, you just let the wind pull it out, and there you go. Don't know whether that should be inside or outside of the shroud, but for now let's not worry. There we go. And when you want to furl it back in, all you do is pull on this line. Now what I've been told is keep the jib sheet a little bit tight. So I've got the jib sheet in this handle up and the furling line in this hand, and all I'm doing as I'm furling in, you might be able to see, is just keeping that line taut. And what it does is it makes your jib furl up really nice and tight. And there we go. And that would be clamped. You'd put that in the clamp there, but then you just tie this off here. Oh, I've done 3 there. There you go. And there we go. We've got a furling jib. I love that. I love the furling jib. I know. Well, the reasons why I love a furling jib are it's one step closer to a real proper yacht. It is also a really quick way to reef a boat, just to get the jib in. I know these gear can fail and you can be in all sorts of trouble, but I think on this little boat that's going to be fine. I'm just going to now do that, and then if you look at these boats over there, you might just be able to make out that's how they have, look, their little jib sheets are all taut, and they're over there. We look just like all the other Drascombe Luggers now. So I think we've got the halyard and the mainsail roughly done. I think we've got the jib sheet is done. Obviously we've got to be careful of this stitching all coming loose, but we're going to get a guy to do that. And the mizzen we've done as well. So it's about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Liverpool are in the FA Cup final today, and I wanted to see that, but I don't think we're going to be back in time now. Whew. Thank you for watching. It's the evening. We're here quite late. I'm never usually here this late. Wind's picked up just as we left. Had a very interesting row without the rudder in, so I'm still learning about the boat. Had a little tow from one of the ribs that was out, who offered it, so I thought it'd be rude not to accept it. The boat's there, back on its little standing. We're going to get a mooring in about 2 weeks time, and it's going to be just out here. Until then, we're going to get plenty of trailer practice, and yeah, I think the next time I'm down, I think I would have sussed out all the sails, and we're going to go and we're going to have a sail. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.